Welcome back to Grafting Dragon Fruit. I'm Richard, and in this video today, I'm going to show you guys what I do with my dragon fruit plants after a big harvest. And before we start, I just want to let you know that I started a comprehensive dragon fruit course to teach and help you grow dragon fruit successfully. You'll learn everything you need to know to grow, care for, and harvest dragon fruit from A to Z. Whether you're just starting out or have been growing for a while, this course is great and open for all levels. We'll dive into each step from the basics of dragon fruits and move into more advanced topics like grafting, building trellises, or maximizing your harvest. I'll personally guide you and answer any questions you may have on your journey. There's going to be monthly live calls, unlimited support, lifetime updates, and many more. Join now at the link in the description and let's get started on your dragon fruit journey. So if you guys been following my channel and been watching all of my videos, I did a couple of harvests already and it's finally time to re-fertilize them. So after harvesting all of these fruits here, you guys, you want to go ahead and give them some fertilizer to help aid them in giving them nutrients and enough energy and food so that way they can continue to grow your next wave of fruits. Just think about a female that just gave birth. She's very malnourished. All of that energy that she's been saving in that womb to give birth to that very beautiful, healthy baby is now out of her, and now they need to be replenished back. So the same thing with the month plants. And not only having one baby, they have multiple babies. So every time you harvest these fruits, you're damaging the branches by cutting them. You're taking all of the fruits that has been pushing all of these nutrients in. So it's going to be a little depleted. You're gonna want to make sure you give it back what you took so that way it can continue to push your second wave of fruits to be just as good as your first wave of fruits. You still will get the similar size and sweetness won't compromise if you guys do this step, okay? All right, let's go ahead and get to it. Okay, we're gonna talk a little bit about fertilizer because I still get this question quite often. They always ask, Richard, what type of fertilizer do you use? And to be on the safe bet, if you don't know, you can always use this fertilizer by Dr. Earth. This is Dr. Earth Flower Girl Bud and Bloom. I love it because it's very easy to use. It has the amount of NPK that I need for all of my flowering and buds to continue to keep it growing, getting sweet and big, delicious fruits. And they are good up to a month. So every 3 weeks to a month, I like to always add about 1.5 to 2 cups in each pot and then fertilize them to continue to give them all of the nutrients and food that they need. So with the Flower Girl here, this is everything you need for fruits to continue growing. So after harvesting them, they're gonna need a boost again. So what we're gonna do here is go ahead and refertilize all of the pots that we harvest and still have fruits on. And you should always keep it as a rule of thumb to fertilize your pots every 3 weeks to 1 month. And this is good to go all the way into the fall time. So you can stop fertilizing your dragon fruit pots or the flowering fertilizer in October. But if you still have fruits, sometimes fruits like to strangle and they'll grow off season and you have fruits hanging still in October, September, and December. If you still have fruits on those, it's okay to give them some fertilizer, but just not too much. Just something so they have it accessible if they were to need it to help them ripen through the winter. Okay, now that you know what fertilizer I use, let's go ahead and fertilize all the pots. I like to use this scooper here. This is kind of my designated scooper. And just like I told you guys, it is granular, super easy to use. So I'm just gonna put it into my condor pot here. Condor this season has been taking a lot of beating. This is one of my very first pots when I first started. So the wood down here, if you look, let me actually move this. It finally snapped. So when I used cheap wood from Home Depot, the soil was damp. It started eating at the wood and eventually it got so heavy, it toppled over and broke. So what's holding it up right now is an old broomstick that I found that I've just tied with garden tape, and to my surprise, it's holding up its structure. But this is gonna be the last season I'm gonna have it on this trellis. I already took 4 cuttings off. I'm gonna restart the whole pot again with new cuttings and then build it on a better trellis system like the ones I have now. So these were my very first pots when I started. And you can see I learned a lot and I have improved a lot on the trellis. So it's only getting better every time you guys watch the next video. But for the fertilizer, we're just gonna use our hands, mix it in there lightly, get it all evenly spreaded, and we're gonna water that in. But I'm gonna go ahead and just do all of these pots here. so that way I can just go ahead and water them all at once. This is Vietnam White. Vietnam White grows huge fruits. If you guys see this one next to my head, it is humongous. Next to my face, it's almost the size of my face. It's still green, so it has potential to still keep growing bigger. You see the cone hasn't even fully stretched yet. So once it gets ripe completely, it's gonna be a good size, 1.5 size Vietnam White. And it has some really cool hybrids that I'm gonna be doing this season. I crossed this with Nectar Sunrise, and Nectar Sunrise this season has been so good. It has a very nice balance of tart, nice balance of sweetness, very complex berry flavor, juicy, and overall very addicting once you eat it. Okay, we're gonna do another one here on Vietnam White. So I don't show this a lot, you guys, but during the season of dragon fruit, I like to graft seedlings a lot. And it's something I do when I'm bored or if I have time and my kids aren't around and I have some free time to kill, then I'll be grafting dragon fruit seedling. If you guys are interested in seeing more videos of me grafting dragon fruit seedlings and explaining my process and why I do it and stuff like that, let me know in the comments. Maybe I start shooting all those videos of me grafting because I kind of do that on my alone time. But if you guys are interested in seeing that, I'll definitely do a video of me and my process of grafting on a regular day. This is Thousand Pink. I just harvested 2 fruits on Thousand Pink about a week ago. And right after that, it started producing me so many fruits. So you know what? Let's go ahead and take off all of these flowers and count how many fruits we have. So at this stage, I love to take off the flowers because if you guys saw one of my harvest videos, when they ripe all the way to the red and they're fully ripe and the dry flowers on it, and when you try to take it off, it actually just peels the skin and the fruit flesh is gonna be exposed. So taking it off at this time will prevent that from happening. And if that happens and you plan to eat it later, you're gonna have to eat it right there because it already cracked the skin. So when I'm gonna count all these flowers after I take them all to see how many fruits we have. And it's very easy to do, you guys see? Okay, let's see. I have a couple more there that I'll count to. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14,000 pinks on my second wave of buds. So this is why you need to fertilize, you guys. My first wave, I was only able to get 2 fruits. My second wave now has more than that, so triple the amount. So we definitely got to fertilize it so that way it can continue to grow and provide everything it needs. Okay, Sugar Dragon is gonna be our next pot to fertilize. And if you guys know, I've been harvesting Sugar Dragon. Already 2 waves of Sugar Dragon has been harvested and I still have this many fruits. This is my 3rd wave so far. Sugar Dragon is very easy to grow. They are those type of plant or those type of varieties that you don't even have to try and you're still gonna get really good fruits. But if you provide it with what it needs, it's only gonna be better from there, right? So here we go. Sugar Dragon's also gonna get a nice heaping scoop of food. Awesome. Okay, the back of me here, what you guys are seeing are all of my seedling grafts that I've been trying to get to flower for the very first time. And I'm happy to say one of them finally produced a flower. This is a hybrid that I created called a Soon-to-5 crossed with Red Laverne. It finally produced a flower, but it's starting to look really weird, so I don't know if it's gonna be sticking or staying, but I got to see it at least, but it looks very deformed. So I hope it ripens up so I can at least get to try it, but if not, then I know for sure next season it's going to flower. And the cool thing about this is, guys, you've always seen me flower fruits in my 15 to 25 gallon pots. These are only, I think there's 2 to 3 gallon pots, and I was able to get them to fruit in there. So if you're very limited on space or ever want to just try that fruit to see if you even want to like it, if you even like it, to plant it in a permanent setup, this is a great way to save yourself some money and some space, and to try the fruit for the very first time before you commit to a permanent setup. So that's something I just want to show you guys that's possible to do. I usually use tomato trellises, and if it's too heavy, I prop it up with these bricks here to prevent it from falling down, because the last thing I want to happen is it falling, snapping those branches, and I'll have to wait even longer. But because I'm also trying to get these guys to fruit, I'm also going to fertilize it. So I'm hoping that it will produce me at least 1 flower by the end of the season. So these pots are a little bit smaller. I'm only going to use about 1/4 of this cup here. So my grafts here has new growth growing at the bottom. I don't want that. I want it to focus all of its energy on top, like I just told you guys. So this new growth here at the bottom of the graft, I'm gonna go ahead and just pluck it off. Take it off. There's a new one right here too. And now it's off. Okay, we are set. Let me just mix all of these in. And then our final step is just getting them watered, and we are set. And of course, I'm only gonna be doing this side for you guys on video, and once I finish with this side, I'll finish the rest off video, because you guys know I have more dragon fruits to, to get to. Okay. I'm satisfied and happy with the amount that I put into each pot. The rest of the job now is just to water each pot. Make sure you give it a nice, good watering, and make sure all the water reaches to the bottom of your pots. And you'll know that when the water starts to drain out of the drainage holes, then you know you're done. You can move on to the next pot once that happens. Okay. We're gonna move to the next one. I'm actually really excited to try the Vietnam Whites again this season. For this year, a lot of the dragon fruits has been tasting really, really good and been growing very, very well. The beginning of our season, the weather has been so nice. I'm talking, you're getting cool weather early in the morning, you get a little bit of heat during the day, and then at nighttime it gets cool again. And that's been helping the dragon fruits reach its maximum potential of ripening, because the heat isn't coming and making them ripen faster than they need to. And sometimes they ripe or overripe because the heat is so hot. So this nice cool weather has actually been given an opportunity to fully ripe. And I got to taste my dragon fruits this season, and I was so mind blown of all of the varieties. Some varieties that I was also gonna throw away because I didn't think it tastes good actually blew my mind, and now I'm changing my mind to keep them. One of them is Natural Mystic. I used to always think it was a bland tasting variety. It never reached to a point where I actually liked it until this year. I let that thing burst this year, and when I tried the fruit, wow. It had the sweetness, the tartness, and the complex berry flavor, and it's also self-fertile and self-pollinating. So I was like, I'm happy that it actually tastes good, because that variety, any varieties that's self-fertile and self-pollinating is a bonus for me, because I don't have to actually work to get the fruit. I can just go on vacation, go to Hawaii for 2 weeks, come back, and they'll all pollinate themselves. So I really, as I grow older and I want to travel more, and traveling usually happens during the summertime, it's hard to go out and, you know, not think about my dragon fruits, because I'm like, oh no, is flowers gonna bloom tonight? I need somebody to pollinate them. And luckily for me, I have my niece that sleeps over when I'm on vacation, and she helps me with all the pollination. So A goal of mine is to eventually have all of my dragon fruits to be self-fertile. So that way I can go on vacation, enjoy my life, and still get all of these wonderful, great tasting dragon fruits. Okay guys, that was it. So after a big harvest, make sure you guys fertilize your dragon fruit. I showed you guys what type of fertilizer to use. And that's it. It's very simple. Make sure you guys are always feeding them, especially during the season. They need it. They're only active during the summer. Once it hits fall and winter time, they're gonna go back to hibernation. So make sure you feed them while they're still awake. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit that like if you guys do. If you guys have any questions of what I did today, put it in the comments. I'll get back to you guys as soon as I can. If you guys have not subscribed to this channel yet, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button so that way you won't miss a single thing. And I'll see you guys in the next episode of Grafting Dragon Fruit. Peace.